On a winter night in 1978, 5 friends left a basketball game and started the drive home. Somehow, their car ended up here, 60 miles the wrong way, high on a frozen mountain road, in the dark. 4 of them would be found in these woods. The 5th has never been found at all. And to this day, no one can say why they came up here. Rewind. They were 5 men from Yuba City and Marysville, California. Close friends who played basketball together on a team called the Gateway Gators. 4 of them had mild intellectual disabilities. The 5th, Gary Mathias, lived with schizophrenia, kept stable with medication. They were gentlemen of fixed routines who rarely went anywhere new. So how did they end up on a snowbound mountain not one of them had any reason to know? On Friday, the 24th of February, the 5 drove 50 miles north, up the Flat Valley Highway to Chico to watch a college basketball game. It was an ordinary night out. They were fans. They knew the road. They had driven it before. Nothing about it suggested it would be their last, and they had every reason to hurry home. The next morning, their team had a Special Olympics tournament with a trip to Los Angeles for the winners. Uniforms were laid out. Ted Weir had washed his new sneakers. Gary Mathias had told his mother twice, "Don't let me oversleep." Around 10 o'clock after the game, they stopped at a market in Chico for snacks. That was the last time anyone saw them alive. From Chico, home was simple. South, back down the wide, snow-free valley, an hour on roads they knew. That is the way they should have gone. Instead, the car turned the other way entirely, east, and then up, climbing into the Sierra Nevada, toward high country these valley men had always avoided, and the cold that Jack Madruga was known to hate. Their path ran through the town of Oroville, across the bridge over the reservoir, and onto the Oroville-Quincy Highway, a winding, unpaved road that climbs thousands of feet into the Plumas National Forest. Somewhere near Oroville, the night may have turned on a single wrong fork. But a wrong turn alone cannot explain what came next. 4 days later, a ranger's report led deputies to the car, Madruga's turquoise Mercury Montego, abandoned near the snow line some 70 miles from Chico. It sat high on the mountain, nosed deeper into the forest, the last place 5 valley men should ever have been. And the car made no sense. It was stuck in shallow snow, but otherwise perfectly fine. Police hot-wired it, and the engine caught at once. There was gas in the tank. The underside wasn't even scraped. 5 healthy young men could have pushed it free. Instead, the keys were gone. A window was rolled down, and everyone had simply walked off into the snow. There was one witness. That same night, a man named Joseph Shans had gotten his own car stuck on this road and suffered a heart attack trying to free it. Through the dark, he later said, he saw headlights and heard voices. Even, he thought, a woman and a baby. When he called out for help, the lights went dark and the voices stopped. But Shans was in agony, half delirious, and no one has ever confirmed what he saw. A snowstorm closed in as searchers reached the car, 9 fresh inches burying any tracks. Snowcat teams nearly became lost themselves, and the search was called off. Whatever had happened to the 5, the mountain would hold it through the winter. It would be June before the snow gave them back, because the men had not waited with the car. For reasons no one understands, they had walked up, not down toward the lodge just a few miles below, where there was warmth and a telephone. Up, deeper into the mountains, in light coats through deepening snow. 19 miles of climbing road lay between the car they left and the place they were going. In June, as the snow melted, visitors found a Forest Service trailer 19 miles above the car, and inside it, the body of Ted Weir. He had survived alone for weeks. He lay wrapped in sheets he could not have arranged himself, which meant that, at some point, someone else had been there with him. And the discovery did not solve the mystery. It made it far stranger, because the trailer held everything they needed to live: cans of food, matches, and books to burn, warm forestry clothing, and a tank of gas feeding a heater that only had to be switched on. Most of it was never touched. As one investigator put it, all they had to do was turn that gas on. No one ever did. The others were found strung along the same road. Jack Madruga and Bill Sterling lay miles below the trailer, on opposite sides of the road. Jackie Hewitt was found just above it. They had died of the cold, scattered up the mountain in a single line, as if, one by one, each man had walked as far as he could, and then no further. And then there was Gary Mathias. In the trailer, searchers found his shoes, but not him. Ted Weir's shoes were gone. Investigators believed Mathias had taken them and set out on frostbitten feet to find help. He walked out of that trailer and out of the case entirely. Gary Mathias has never been found. Every answer only raised another question. Why drive up a frozen mountain away from home? Why abandon a car that still ran? Why climb 19 miles into the snow past the very help they needed? Why freeze beside food and heat they never used? And what became of the one man who was never found? There are theories that they took a wrong turn and, cold and frightened, lost their way. That something, or someone, drove them up the mountain. That Mathias, off his medication, led them. Investigators have leaned toward panic and tragic mischance. Some of the families still believe the men were made to go up there. But no single theory fits all the facts, which is why the case is remembered as America's Dyatlov Pass. Nearly 50 years on, the file is still open. The road is still there, so is the trailer. The families have their answers, and none of them agree. 5 men left a basketball game and drove into these mountains, and 4 never came back down, while the 5th simply vanished into the trees. Why they went, no one has ever been able to say.